Hey everyone, I'm back with another gameplay. I'm playing against Land Toast 1, and good news, it looks like the recording is fixed. This one works, it doesn't bug out. Hopefully it doesn't bug out on the second time I try to go through it. MTGO did just update, so maybe they've fixed it, maybe they haven't. I have been encountering an issue where when you open a game and it gives you like a tab feature like you would see in Google Chrome, of the game and then the chat. If you click on the chat and then drag it over, it actually prevents search your library effects. So fair warning, if you see that tab and you play search your library effects for any format, just ignore the chat the entire game would be my opinion. I don't know if you can hit X without it shifting over, because it seems that if you click on that chat box at all, your search your library effects, I've encountered it a couple times with ESUN, mean you need to quit Magic online. The issue is you have to go through your task, manage sure to quit it, because if you use the X in MTGO's page, if you use this X up here, it will also auto concede all of the any games that you have open, even though you didn't say that you wanted to concede. But that, I think that's their new fail-safe to keep people from just disconnecting and letting someone time out. So I've been encountering the issue a couple times. So if you see that chat window pop up, don't do it. So without any further ado, let's get into the gameplay. I'm playing my Sidisi Brood Tyrant deck, and this is the last game that I played with the Necrotic Ooze combo in it, which you'll get to see. I do search my library with Fauna Shaman, so I'll show you that. And I'm playing against Merieke, who's probably one of the, I would say maybe third or fourth best Esper commander. Zura's easily the top, Aloro's second, and then I think Sidri might be higher up. I haven't evaluated any of the partner commanders yet for Commander 2016, but Merieke's probably tier 2, I would say, Esper, but she can be pretty good. She's a mind control effect. She doesn't untap normally, and if they lose control of her or she becomes untapped, the creature is buried, destroyed, and cannot be regenerated. So I have this hand. So I think I top deck the Strip Mine. So I jump through that first turn. Command Tower, Hermit Druid. Alright, so that'll find me lands. Reanimate's pretty good with Hermit Druid, and I have Solemn. So this is definitely a keepable hand. My opponent keeps their 7, they pick up their 8th, goes with Island, and I'm just going to run out the Hermit Druid. Doesn't get countered, so pick up Narcomoeba, not where I want to be. It would have been nice to use Hermit Druid on upkeep, but I like sandbagging Hermit Druid for their turn, potentially. Especially if I had drawn something like Mana Crypt. I could have done Solemn and then used Hermit Druid for a chance of getting more things into my yard, because there'd be one less land in the deck. So I'm just going to strip mine their island. I have Hermit Druid to find myself lands, so I'm hoping that they are running out of lands. I have a stream of lands at this point, so it doesn't matter for me to give it up. So I'm going to use Hermit Druid now. I really just don't want it to die, and I realized that I could try to use Reanimate if I hit something spicy, like Acidic Slime, and take out their other land. I could use Reanimate right away. I don't, though. I just mill a Mystical Tutor and get a land. So I play the Forest that was revealed, play the Fauna Shaman, and I'm just going to keep up the Hermit Druid activation at this point. My opponent thinks for a sec and runs out Merieke. So I'm going to mill some more things. I'm going to pop out my graveyard so you guys can see it. So I think for a bit, and I mill a single Eldritch Evolution and get an island. So pretty rotten luck with Hermit Druid. So I'm going to Fauna Shaman away my Narcomoeba just because I don't need it in my hand. There's a chance that I will cast Solemn at some point. And here's the deck currently. You can pause the video to take a look at it. I might make a deck tech video in a little bit and do deck techs on a couple of mine right now. I need to update Vendillion Clique, Yisan. I've been testing a couple new cards, but other than that, this is what I'm running right now. You'll see Necrotic Ooze is in here with Naxar Clique, Thornling, and Bloom Tender, and I'll go through that combo later. So I go and get the Sower of Temptation, just because if they lose control of Merieke, I get it back. I get whatever they took back, and Merieke stays tapped. So, but them losing control of it, Merieke doesn't destroy the creature. It's only if she leaves the battlefield or becomes untapped, the creature gets destroyed. So I'm just going to go get the Sower right away and plan to use that. They go with Dovian Bond, new planeswalker, pretty cool. I like him. I don't play white, but I like him. Minus 3/0, activated abilities can be activated, gain 2 life, draw a card, and a static orb emblem. Oops, that was a turn. Alright, that's fine. So, I'm going to run out the Sidisi. I expect Merieke to be mind controlling it. I don't think using Dovian Bar on Dovian Ban, not Bar, sorry, on Fauna Shaman, they probably should have hit Hermit Druid, because Hermit Druid's actually a better card than Fauna Shaman in my opinion. But I can understand not wanting to let me tutor. And they're going to take Sidisi. I'm going to use Hermit Druid in response. And this is the cool bug that, I don't know if it's a bug or it's actually how the rules function on an empty. Hermit Druid mills cards individually. So that actually triggers Sidisi for every creature milled. So because I milled the, let's see, Narcomoeba was the top, so Elves of Deep Shadow and Sakura Tribuilder, I get 2 zombies here instead of 1, even though it was a single effect. So I can, so if I had milled like 7 creatures, I would get 7 zombies there, and it says green tap and create an army with Sidisi in play. So I'm going to pitch the temple because I have 2 basics. I don't need the temple anymore. The temples are in the deck mostly for the turn 1 plays. So he's going to bounce one of my zombies for a 4C, cascade into it. I don't care where he puts the cards, and freeze my Fauna Shaman again. That's fine. I'm going to island and Sower, Merieke, crash into Dovian Ban for 2. I'm sorry if I say bar in advance. I'm going to brainstorm, and I see, because I know I'm going to be using Hermit Druid, so I want to get rid of some cards from my hand. So I'm going to, seeing them, I'm going to get rid of the Deranged Hermit and the Solemn, and throw them down. My opponent goes with Demure Signet, taps that, makes End Hostilities. So even though my whole field's going to be wiped, I'm going to use Hermit Druid in response just to load up my graveyard some and guarantee a land drop for next turn. Or another land drop for next turn. And this is what I'm talking about. If he didn't have a Wrath there, I think he might have died. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 16, 17, 18, 21, 22, 23, 24. Now, nowhere close to dead. But quite a lot of damage. And I would have had Glen Elendra in play, which basically will spell that he's going to lose the game. So that End Hostilities was right on time. So jump through all that. My board dies. I milled a ton of stuff, most notably Dread Return. It's really the only card that matters down there for the time being. So yeah, nothing else really matters down there. I hit Trigon Predator, not going to be relevant. So I'm going to play my land, reanimate the Deranged Hermit because that's a ton of damage against Dovian. I'm going to play Jace. I pick up Necrotic Clique, put some cards there. And I shouldn't have used Jace. I should have +2'd him and targeted myself to get something out because I'm playing Standstill here. So I'm just going to pick the cards back up if my opponent breaks the Standstill. So I should have gotten some loyalty on Jace instead. And that was a mistake on my part. So my opponent taps a bunch of mana, plays Gideon. Alright, well that's pretty good. And this is why I wanted to showcase this game. This is really actually a Merieke Superfriends deck, it would seem. And they definitely had me on the ropes when they started shading planeswalkers together like this. I think they played 4 or 5 for the course of the game. I don't know why they go Jace up there. Like, just target, I guess, to keep the squirrels from a single squirrel from killing Jace if I pay the Echo, but that just seems crazy going up there. And then Dovian Ban gains life as well, probably because I'm going to kill Ban first. It draws cards. So I'm definitely going to pay the Echo here because I want the 1/1. The 1/1 kills Dovian, and I can deal 8 damage to Gideon. I don't care about the Jace yet. I want to make sure Gideon is kept in check, at least to some degree. So I'm going to play Forest. Get into the red zone. Gideon down to 2, take Ban out of play. And I'm going to resolve Bloom Tender here. Tap my mana properly. Just because Bloom Tender currently taps for 2, if I get a black spell and play it, taps for 3. And I'm just going to pitch the Forest because I have enough green mana. Drowned Catacombs is a land for next turn also. So Gideon goes up, Jace goes down. Oblivion Ring hits Jace, that's fine. I can deal with that later. And Ob Nixilis to kill Deranged Hermit, that's okay. Drainage Hermit just did 3 damage to Obnixilis for the cost of that. So I lose 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 damage, but I dealt effectively 3. So not too much of a loss of value. Giant Catacomb, well, Vamp Tutor is very good. So I'm going to go with Trinket Mage first, because Trinket Mage can get me Crypt, and Bloom Tender adds a blue now. So Trinket Mage is effectively a free card to play. And it's a 2-2. So it's slightly better than a free card. I'm going to get in, kill Obnixilis because it's draw, and I fight with this for a while. I think I was just misclicking and clicking the wrong thing. So I'm going to take it 2 damage off the Gideon and 2 damage off Obnixilis. Jace is still not my biggest priority. I'm terrified of Gideon getting to the point of him having, like, tick up and then extra turn and win. So, or exile the boards. So I just want to keep Gideon under check so that if he uses that ability, I believe 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, I can try to control it a little bit. Glenalandra is going to come down because I have blue, blue, and I don't tap the mana crypt because I'm bad at magic. Blue, blue, blue. So I have more than enough to both counter 2 things and Vampiric Tutor. Go up. Gideon went to 15. Cove. Not an extra turn effect. And I have Glenalandra to deal with that anyway. Kusho can't counter that. Well, I can counter Call the Gatewatch, and this is what really tells us that it's Super Friends. I'm not going to let that happen. Glenalandra counter that, and take the turn. I'm going to Vamp Tutor, and take a look at what I have left in the deck. I want to pause it, think about what I'm going to get. I didn't need time to think. I knew exactly what I was going to get here. Cyclonic Rift. I'm going to play Edric, because I can get value off of him, and Overload Rift is board, which also gets me my Jace back, and stupid me, I Jace 0 again. I probably should have gone up, push some stuff back, get in, and I said it's stupid because I'm going to draw with Edric, so it was another waste of a 0. So I've wasted 2 Jace activations here. That's alright though. So I'm going to pitch the Naxxraw Clique. So keep in mind, Naxxraw Clique's in the graveyard now. My opponent, Dimir Signet, not going to counter that. I will counter Diabolic Tutor, though. No way I'm going to let you have a Tutor, because you'll get a Wrath. And Guild. So, land and toast, Guild's Edric, to keep my drawing under control. I can absolutely understand that. Can't let me untap with Edric for 2 turns in a row. I just drew 5 off of him. So I attack Merieke with 6 damage. I was tempted to play opposition here, but I decided not to, mostly because I want to get in damage and use Dread Return. So I Dread Return. I realized that I can just go for the win. I Dread Return Eternal Witness. He's tapped. Merieke is tapped out, with the exception of Gil, the gold token. I don't mind that as much. So I Dread Return Eternal Witness, play Survival, Survival away my Elvish Mystic, get Thornling, Survival away Thornling, get News, play tap and untap, realize Bloom Tender will tap for black if I play Necrotic Ooze first. Play Necrotic Ooze, tap Bloom Tender for all the mana, beast within my own Bloom Tender to put it in the graveyard, which is where I need it to be. Activate a green mana to give Necrotic Ooze haste because of Thornling. So there's Thornling's abilities. Now I use it for the Bloom Tender ability, if add blue, green, black, because I have blue, green, black to my mana pool. And then I use Naxxraw Clique's ability of target opponent exiles top card of his or library, but it's an untap effect. And remember, Necrotic Ooze is tapping for blue, black, green. So it taps for 3 mana, untaps for 2 mana, and exiles a card from their deck. And I'll jump the turn. I exile 5 cards, and they end up conceding, which is fine with me. So that's going to be the game. So until end of turn, I can play that card. So I can also play Ingenuity if I spend blue mana. Ashiok if I spend blue mana. I have infinite black and green mana, so I can play both Staff of Nin and Liliana Vess and Tutor with Vess, and then use Deep Analysis for a single blue mana, or Jace's Ingenuity. So they see the writing on the wall that I'm going to exile their entire deck. It takes a little bit on the clicking, and one of the things about MTGO, I've noticed that the auto-use mana button is not functioning. Maybe that's for me. I've changed the binding to B instead of M to test it, and it still doesn't function for me. So I hope you guys enjoyed this game. I will see you in the next one, and I've gotten a couple requests for multiplayer games and Vendillion Clique. Now, Vendillion Clique is definitely not a multiplayer deck. My default multiplayer might actually be this one. I enjoy playing this one for multiplayer. Um, so I might be running a few multiplayer games with this instead of Yisan. Yisan's sort of a glass cannon, and Vendillion Clique is definitely a 1v1 deck. I need to edit both of them, and keep your eye out for upcoming deck techs. I might do just a group of all of my current decks as they currently stand. Maybe I'll even throw in my current pauper list as well. I will see you on the next one. Hope you enjoyed the game. As always, leave comments down below. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and share the videos. Have a pleasant day.